Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to TCS iON IntelliGem 2024. Before we move any further, may I please request Ms. Shalini Gopalakrishnan, Head TCS iON IntelliGem and School Education Engagements to set the ball rolling.
A happy new year to everyone gathered here today, and a warm welcome to the national grand finale of the 6th edition of TCS iON IntelliGem. Hearty congratulations to all our finalists. In the last few years, educational institutions, policies, and forums have stressed upon the need to inculcate the much needed 21st century skills in young learners at an early age. With the advance in AI, this need has increased manifold, with surprising speed and agility. At TCS iON, with this foresight, IntelliGem was conceptualized as early as 2018. The purpose then was to reach out to schools, educators, students, and parents alike to increase the awareness of these crucial 21st century skills. We aim to make the students realize their true potential and be prepared for the unknown, uncertain, yet ever evolving future. This program, devised in a contest mode, runs almost through the entire academic session, starting from the Independence Day and concluding on the Republic Day. Right from the selection of the 5 skills or topics, to the structure of the various stages of the contest, to creation of the evaluation criteria, the entire student journey, learning, and experience has been diligently designed by a team of experts. Once the student registers and enrolls into the program, they are exposed to enriching learning content, and the student definitely takes something back home with them. Now, to all our finalists, congratulations and wish you the very best. You have proven to be an IntelliGem, and that is what we celebrate. Every one of you is a gem. Now, without further ado, over to the host. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my privilege to introduce our host for the day. Rashmi is currently Asia's only professional lady quiz host. An alumnus of the prestigious NITK Surathkal and IIM Calcutta, she has hosted close to 1,000 shows across India, Singapore, and several countries across the Middle East. She is the only woman to have been invited to host a quiz at Kuwait for the last 5 years. She was recognized by Business World as 40 under 40 as a personality from India to reckon with. She was the winner of the Quiz Host of the Year 2022 by SMX Leadership Summit. She's been part of this quiz for many years, as she has been part of several quizzes such as Tata Crucible, the Union Bank Quiz, the Rural IT Quiz, TCS Inquisitive, just to name a few. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started. Time to welcome your host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TCS iON IntelliGem 2024. This is the 6th edition of this initiative from TCS iON. Started way back, like I said, this is the 6th edition, so this has been going on for 6 years now. TCS iON embarked upon a beautiful journey where they identified few future skills that are absolutely important for our children in their future. And when they say future, they mean future as we go global. Kids today are no longer, they are no longer in the boundaries of our country alone. They're traveling all over, even if it comes to vacations. But they go around for their education, for their career, and all sorts of things across the world, which is why TCS iON has identified certain future skills for them. And IntelliGem is all about testing on how good they are in all of these skills. Today, we are going to begin with the finale of the universal values, which is one of the most important skills among the future skills that they have identified. And this, of course, is for the junior category. We have our finalists who have joined us. They are all from classes 5 and 6. So let me quickly introduce them and then get started with this finale. Our first finalist for the day, joining us from PSBB Senior Secondary School, T Nagar in Chennai, is Shreyas Anand. Shreyas is in class 5, and joining us again from the same school, PSBB Senior Secondary School, T Nagar in Chennai, is Ramya Ramesh. Ramya is in class 6. Coming up next is Ananya Desai from Zydus School for Excellence, Ahmedabad. Ananya is in class 5, and completing the lineup for us here today from class 6 is Ayan Pandit from Hyderabad Public School in Hyderabad. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our esteemed jury who have also joined us, Dr. Balaji Rao and Ms. Rashmi Shetty. I will, of course, give a detailed introduction of theirs as we move further along in this finale. Ladies and gentlemen, you must be wondering, how is it that we have a finale like this for classes 5 and 6, and what would they have to say about a topic like universal values, which can actually stump many of us adults. But believe me, when you listen to their points of view today, you will agree with me on how great they are when it comes to such topics. So let's get started with the first round, me in 30 seconds. Here we go. As the round suggests, they have to introduce themselves in 30 seconds. What they also have to add in their introduction is that what is the universal value or values that they would uphold and why would they do it. So we basically want to create an awareness among children today that introductions are no longer prolonged 5-10 minutes that we would have had in the past. Today, you need to be able to make an impact in as short a time limit as 30 seconds. So let's see how great these finalists are in introducing themselves. Let's get started with Shreyas. Shreyas, you have 30 seconds of time to introduce yourself. Your time starting now.
My name is Shreyas Anand. I'm from PSBB Senior Secondary School, Chennai. I have many friends in my class. Do you know why? One of the reasons is because I empathize with them. Empathy allows you to put yourself in another person's shoes and understand how they feel. It helps you form good relationships as people around you connect with you well. This is why the value I would uphold is empathy. Thank you.
All right, he stuck to his 30 seconds, and empathy is what he said he will uphold. All right, that was Shreyas' view. Let's move on to our next contestant. Ramya, you have 30 seconds of time. Let's see which value you want to uphold. Your time starting now.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My name is Ramya Ramesh and I study in PSBB T Nagar, Chennai. I would say my hobbies are reading and playing sports. A really important value in sport while playing sports is sportsmanship. You should know how to win honestly and humbly and lose gracefully. These values, I would say, are not just important in sports, but everywhere in life. Take for example, a school setting or an office setting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramya. I will remember that. Win humbly but lose gracefully. That's well said, actually. For someone of your age making a statement like that, I mean, I can only understand and empathize with our jury members. Even in the beginning of this finale, these are the kind of statements that come from our finalists here today. Let's move on to our next finalist. Ananya, it's your turn. You have 30 seconds of time to introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone, and namaste. I am Ananya Desai of Grade 5 from Zydus School for Excellence, Godavari, Ahmedabad. As a part of the student council in my school and being the junior house captain, I have gone through many situations whose solutions I need to figure out. And in those situations, there are three values that help me a lot. They are empathy, integrity, and equality. Empathy, it helps you to build relations with others, very strong relations. Equality and integrity help you solve problems unbiased and help to build a trust on you. My family has also played a huge role in instilling these values in me. They always taught me that whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever action you take is because of your values. Your values shape your decisions, and your decisions shape your life. Thank you.
All right. Empathy, integrity, and equality is what she said. So let's move on. Our finalists are concluding this round for us here today is iON. iON, you have 30 seconds of time to introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. My name is iON Kuldeep Pandit. I am from Hyderabad Public School, and I have always been a leader whenever I am in a group project. But once I wasn't, and I felt that I was left out. And that's why the value I want to uphold is freedom of speech. Now, a lot of people do not get this in their lives at all, like people in North Korea. Well, I want that to change fast. Thank you.
All right. Upholding freedom of speech is what iON said. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was all about our finalists, or a little more about all of our finalists here today. Time for us to move into our next round. It's called Heads and Tails. Here we go. You might wonder if I made a mistake and said and instead of or. I haven't. Let me explain the round to you. We have understood on how these children speak on a certain topic, but we want to make sure that these kids understand how to interpret a topic on multiple perspectives. Why do I say that? In this round, heads and tails, these finalists have been given one topic and they will speak 30 seconds for the topic and 30 seconds against the topic. It's always important for us to understand another person's point of view. Hence, this round has been introduced this year. So let's take a look at the topic coming up on your screen. Honesty is the best policy. All right, and they have to speak 30 seconds for, 30 seconds against this topic. I am very keen to see what kind of points come up, especially when they speak against the topic. Contestants, please stick to the 1 minute time that has been given to you. I will stop you at the end of 60 seconds, so please keep that in mind. However, I will not tell you on when your 30 seconds are done. You need to learn to time yourselves in a manner that you complete both your points of views in those 60 seconds that have been given to you. Okay? So in this round, let's start with iON. iON, you have a minute's time, 30 seconds for, 30 seconds against. Honesty is the best policy. Your time starting now.
Now, honesty is the best policy. Most times. Well, you can be transparent on it and people will gain your trust if you're always honest. But being honest is a little hard. But why? Because we sometimes have to lie. Why? Well, that's a little tough. We have to lie because sometimes we don't want to hurt others' feelings. Like suppose you're not gonna call your mother a cow just because she's pregnant. Hey, are you? You don't want to hurt your feelings. And that's why honesty is not sometimes the best policy, and it's not all and it sometimes is the best policy. Thank you.
All right, thank you, iON. Let's move on to Ananya. Ananya, you have 60 seconds of time to put forth your points of views. Coming up, your 60 seconds now.
Honesty really is the best policy because honesty shows your integrity. Honesty also makes people trust you. Honesty, it also helps you to be mentally stable because if everyone around you starts to lie, you will not be able to trust someone and you will not be mentally stable. Honesty is also a time saver as if someone lies to you, it takes time to find out what really the truth is. Just like a coin has two sides, even this topic has two sides. Sometimes it is better not to be honest. For example, you have a sister. She's not so good in academics, but she's very good in sports. You think that she's lazy, but you will not just go to her and say, Sister, you are lazy. Look at what you have done to your academic marks. You are so bad. By that, there's a way of saying it and not really saying the full truth. Honesty is it's sometimes also you should not be honest. For example, your friend tells you a secret, but another friend asks you what it is. You will not really tell the person what she told you. That will break her trust. She will not be able to trust you, and she might be in that dilemma for a wrong time. So, in conclusion, honesty really is the best policy, but sometimes in some situations it's not applicable. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ananya. Honesty is a time saver. That's the first time for me. I have not heard anyone come up with that kind of perspective. I think all of us adults need to keep that in our mind. Honesty is a time saver, considering how we always keep complaining on not having enough time. All right, let's move on. Ramya, you're up next. You have 60 seconds of time. Your time starting now.
Honesty is the best policy sometimes. But when telling a simple lie can protect someone or you from physical harm or mentally, well, we all know the right choice. Take, for example, a spy who's protecting their country's deep, most delicate secrets. If they told the truth all the time, their country's deepest secrets would be out. But then again, when there is no reason, like there's no dire reason to tell a lie, why should you? Why should you tell a lie? When you tell the truth, it helps you gain someone's trust and makes you more honest. So honesty is not always the best policy, but sometimes it not always the best policy, but sometimes it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramya. Well, from a spy's point of view, honesty is not always the best policy. Let's move on. Concluding this round for us is Shreyas. Shreyas, you have 60 seconds of time, starting now.
Honesty is the best policy. We would all have heard this quote by Benjamin Franklin. Now, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of honesty. The pros: being honest makes us valued and respected in the society. It helps us in creating good relationships with other people. Honesty Honesty helps us live ethically and in alignment with values and principles. It helps us it helps us lead a stress-free life. Now, let's look at the cons of honesty. Honesty may cause unnecessary harm or distress to someone without serving a greater purpose. For instance, if your friend asks you if you like his new haircut, you you wouldn't like to say you don't like it outright. You would find something positive to say. This is called a white lie, a small harmless lie told to avoid hurting someone else's feelings. Being honest also depends on the situation, as being honest with dangerous people can put you in danger. Your being your honesty can also be mistaken for rudeness by some people. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyas. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I have heard things like honesty is a time saver, and also what Shreyas told here today, that it can actually help us move forward. Well, interesting points of views on honesty here today. Let's move on to our next round, ladies and gentlemen. Voice your views. Coming up. Our contestants will be given a topic on which they have to debate for 8 minutes. We would be happy and we would encourage them to arrive at a conclusion towards the end of the debate. However, if they are not able to do so, we will not be holding that against them. Which means, finalists, you will not have any scores deducted if you are not able to arrive at a conclusion. But of course, it will help you if you are able to arrive at a conclusion at the end of the debate that you will have. Okay? So let's get started. Let's take a look at the topic coming up on your screen. One world leader above all the governments to uphold universal values. What we are telling you here is that it may be a monarch, it can be a king, it can be a queen, it can be anybody. It need not be a king or a queen as well. It can be someone that all the governments together have appointed to be above them. Okay? So which direction you want to take with this topic is up to you. We will not be moderating this debate at all. All we are trying to tell you here is it possible for us, of the entire world, to uphold universal values if we have another layer of leader above our governments? That is what we are trying to understand from you, and we would want to know your perspective on this particular topic. You have 8 minutes of time. If you're not able to conclude the debate in 8 minutes, I will give you a grace of 1 minute. But please understand, beyond that, I will stop you and I will not allow you to continue the debate. Okay? So the floor is open. I will not be moderating the debate. Keep that in mind. Your time on this topic starting now.
Okay, so first I would like to start it. Yes, I totally agree with this topic because having a government is essential and okay. But it's very good to have some world leader above the government to just watch and keep a track that everything is going okay. Because many a times the government, the government it's very busy with different things. Because of that, sometimes it just forgets and it overlooks its own glitches. So if there's a world leader above the government, then there could be chances that this situation does not happen. So having one government who follows, having one leader who follows universal values will also stop powerful institutions from exploiting their power in a wrong way. Does anyone agree with me?
I agree with you, but I slightly also disagree with you. I think that if there's only one world leader, then he might be prone to corruption because if he's over the governments can do nothing if he takes bribes from other people or other employers. So I think there should be about a group of people so that we can report, and not if one goes out, he can be replaced.
Yeah, your point of view is really right. But in one way, if we're talking about universal values, so that leader should be chosen by the whole public, by the citizens. So if by chance if there's no universal values, the citizens do not see universal values in him, or they think that he is not working properly, then it will be better. Then they can remove it. If there's a system like this and a world leader, then it will be very good, and our world will be in peace and harmony.
I agree with you. Anyone else have anything to say?
Yes, but this leader could also potentially become too powerful, leading to dictatorship or monarchy.
Yes, actually. I think that would be good if there was a group of leaders instead of just one leader, because then the others could moderate and regulate each other so that no one can get bribed or gain too much power over everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, continue.
I agree. You can continue. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So basically, what I'm talking about is that there should be a world leader, but the whole citizens, all the citizens, they can elect the world leader. They can select what who, and they can also remove the world leader from his or her seat. So that way, it might be better. Like, please have a thought on this.
But the like
Thank you.
practicality of implementing something like this is very uncertain, and there are also political challenges.
Yes, I also think that if they because we discussed earlier that there should be a group of leaders, not just one single leader. It should be like that. Not only the people get to vote about if the world leader has some problems or regarding corrupt or taking bribes. I think the other party members should also be included because maybe some of them also are in part of the plan, but some may not, and they may report, and they can also put their point of view as they're working with them.
I quite didn't understand what you were trying to say.
I'm trying to say that we said that there was a group of leaders, not just one. They can also talk about like if one person's taking bribes, corruption, and if even or more people are taking bribes, like not just him or her or maybe a few people, maybe five or six.
Yeah, and but I was thinking that you consider my point of view because you see, there are many leaders like Mahatma Gandhi. He was not a part of the government like in the starting, but then he was a part. But then he was a leader for most of the citizens of India. Same goes with Nelson Mandela. Like at that point of time, the whites they were the government, but they were still exploiting their power for the blacks. And the Nelson Mandela, he was not a part of the government, but he became a leader for all the blacks there, as majority of the people were blacks in Africa.
Okay, I also understand your point. I'm gonna agree with that also. Anyone else?
Yeah, but this might like lead to the erosion of principles such as sovereignty, democracy, etc.
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking. I couldn't probably hear you.
Um, but this may also lead to the erosion of principles such as sovereignty, democracy, etc.
Actually, your voice is a bit hoarse, so we are not really able. I'm not really able to listen to you. I'm not able to hear you.
This
No.
also lead to the slow erosion of principles such as sovereignty, democracy, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, what is democracy is that all the people vote for the leaders. Like, and yeah, if we follow democracy and have a world leader, then it might be better.
I
Well,
agree.
Shreyas is talking about loss of
I agree.
sovereignty and democracy. Those are the 2 points he said. Since all of you couldn't understand what he said, go on.
Yeah, so I don't think so. There will be a loss of democracy because if all the people are voting, then yeah, people can bribe, but I don't think so. If there's one leader, then most of the people cannot, the people have their decisions to make. Who is the supreme leader.
Okay. Ramya, you've been a little quiet. Could you also voice your opinion?
You said that we should vote for the citizens should be able to vote for the leader. But what if those citizens aren't looking at the universal values and they are taking bribes? Wouldn't that be bad? I mean, lots of people have enough money to bribe almost half the voting, half of the people.
Yeah,
Voting.
Ramya. Yeah, Ramya, you are right. But if the government is below that place and then by chance they are not bribed, then at least there will be a few politicians who will be able to, note that yes, they are bribing.
You have a minute's time.
Okay.
So, what is our conclusion? Anyone, please, Ramya and all.
I think the conclusion could be that there should be a group of leaders, not just one world leader, as I previously said the reason for, and the population should vote, even though there's a large risk in it, but that's there in every democracy, and nothing's perfect.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so I have one suggestion. In that group of leaders, there can be one person who manages all that. So, in that way, all of our needs are fulfilled. Uh, so, should we go with this conclusion?
I agree.
I agree.
I also agree.
Yes, you and I agree.
All right, I think this is the most peaceful debate that I've ever been a part of or ever watched. All right, I do believe that sometimes when there are adults trying to moderate a certain debate or a discussion, then the number of arguments that take place is a little higher. When you allow the students and the finalists to take care of all the moderation themselves, they come up with a decent solution and also have an extremely, extremely calm debate amongst themselves. Well, that's what we just witnessed here today. A group of leaders among whom there would be one leader who will take care of everything, but a group of leaders who will keep that one leader in check above all the governments of the world, that is. All right, that's the final conclusion that they have come up with. So let's move on to the next round of this finale, ladies and gentlemen. Universal Values Junior finale is what you have been watching. Coming up is your perspective. Here we go. All right, let's take a look at what we have for our finalists in this round coming up on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, the finalists have been given 5 images here today. They need to pick on one image and speak about that image on what they interpret in the context of universal values. What they need to keep in mind is the context, which is universal values. They can't simply interpret it in a generic sense. We have 5 images for them so that even the last finalist here today will have a choice among 2 images. So we have tried to keep it as fair as possible. So let's get started with our finalists here today. iON, you may start this round. You have a minute's time to speak on the image. Which image are you going to speak of today?
I want to speak of the first image.
First image. All right, let's click on that. For a fair selection, everyone has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. And we have a bunch of animals right there who are lined up. All right, iON, you'll be speaking on this image. You have a minute's time. Please do not cross the minute's time. Your time starting now.
Okay, so the question asked to the animals by the human is climb the tree. Now, this is a very wrong question in a lot of ways. First, a lot of the animals are incapable of climbing trees, like the fish, dog, and the elephant. What I think is happening here is everyone should be tested on their own unique abilities, because a monkey can easily climb the tree with no problem. An elephant could be tested how high his trunk could reach. A fish could be tested by how fast it swims in the water, and the dog could be tested how fast it runs on land. Like that, I think that the fair selection could happen, because a lot of these animals can't, nor can I. Even I can't climb a tree, no matter how tall it is, no matter how short it is. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, iON. We'll move back to the choices that we have. All right. Okay, Ramya, you will be choosing next. Which image would you want to speak on?
I would like to choose the 4th picture.
4th picture. All right. You have a minute's time, Ramya. Your time starting now.
I feel this picture shows us that how no matter the gender, race, or country you come from, all human beings are equal. In the past, mostly Men have been given more priority in places like jobs or school, in job opportunities and schools, as and in still some places women are not given equal chances or treated equally. So I feel that we should all treat each other we should all treat each other equally, no matter the gender, race, or country we come from. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramya. All right, moving back to the choices that we have. Okay, Ananya, you're up next. Which image would you like to pick?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to pick picture number 5.
Picture number 5. Let's go to that image. Okay, Ananya, you have a minute's time. Go ahead.
Okay, from my perspective, this picture depicts two things. The first one is helping each other. Helping each other is an act of kindness that spreads joy and happiness. As whenever you help someone, chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin are released in your brain, which make you happy and eventually give you a longer life. Helping each other also allows you to connect with people and gives you a sense of purpose. Helping means you are helping someone to grow, or you are caring for someone without any selfishness. A famous quote is that I quote, "No one will remember how you dressed or how you looked. No one will remember how many marks you got. The only thing they will remember is how you treated them." And I unquote. From a second perspective, this picture depicts teamwork, team spirit, and encouragement. A team of 6 people can perform better or have more abilities than 6 people doing it individually. Also, they all are at different levels, but are still helping each other. This shows that team spirit and that they care for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya. Moving back to the choices. Shreyas, you're the one concluding this round for us, and you have image number 2 and 3. Which would you like to pick?
I choose image number 3.
Image number 3, let's go to that.
Um,
Okay,
this
go ahead.
this picture represents freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is like having the power to express your thoughts and ideas without the fear of getting in trouble. It is, in fact, a fundamental right. Imagine you have a fantastic idea for a game. Freedom of speech means you can tell your teachers, family, and even friends about it without getting in trouble. But freedom of speech doesn't mean you can say anything you want at any time or anywhere. It comes with responsibility. You should never use your freedom of speech to insult, hurt, or bully someone. Here's an example. When you go to a restaurant, you have the right to tell everyone that you like pasta, but you also need to respect your friend who likes noodles. It's about being fair and understanding that everyone has different opinions. So we should all share our thoughts and be respectful and remember that our words have the power to make a positive impact. Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. These were all the perspectives of our young finalists here today. You have been watching the TCS ION IntelliGem finale for Universal Values in the junior category. Time for us to move into the last round of this finale, that is the jury type. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned earlier, we have an esteemed jury panel with us here today. Let me quickly introduce them before we get into this round. Our first jury member is Dr. Balaji Rao. He is an author, speaker, trainer, and a columnist. He is the co-founder and director of OSAT Knowledge Private Limited. He has over 4 decades of experience in the banking and personal finance industry, a PhD in mutual funds and personal finance. He has authored over 10 books, penned close to 500 articles, has conducted close to 1,000 investor awareness programs for corporates, for teachers, and for young students in many languages in over 70 cities of our country. He is a visiting professor in many educational institutions And he also has a special interest in raising financial awareness among the younger lot. And he's been a part of many such jury panels before where he's engaged with young students like whom we have today. Dr. Balaji, thank you so much for being a part of this finale here with us. Our next jury member is Ms. Rashmi Shetty. When we had a conversation earlier this week, both of us started laughing even before we started speaking because both of us share the same name. She's a wonderful person. She's a founder director of The Third Eye, a self expression and a voice coach. She has worked in various fields from IT, ITES, FMCG, manufacturing industries, and so on. She's a professional and certified coach accredited by the International Coaching Foundation, where she's also now on the global board of trustees. She finds her inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita. And what all of you might find very interesting is that she was an RJ for over a decade and has won a national and international award for scripting and narrating radio documentaries, respectively. Today, she is an MC, a voiceover artist, and also has a podcast of her own. Ms. Rashmi Shetty, thank you so much for joining us here today. So we have 4 finalists with us. Both of you would be questioning 2 of the finalists, 2 unique finalists, keeping the time in mind. We will have both of you questioning 2 unique finalists here today. From whatever they have spoken in the finale, you may choose to speak with them and find out their perspective. Ms. Rashmi, would you want to start questioning them, and whom would you like to speak with first?
Yeah, I would like to go to Shreyas. Later, while speaking about freedom of speech and heads and tails, honesty is the best policy. You spoke about white lie, right? And you also said honesty can be mistaken for rudeness. So, can you give an instance of where you have seen honesty being mistaken for rudeness?
Um, if like your okay. So, if your friend got like low marks, and your other friend asked you how much he got, if you if you tell the truth, your friend might think like it was rude of you to tell the truth, or because he got low marks and he trusted you not to tell it.
Okay, so that's where you feel that being honest there is rude, is it?
Yeah, it can be mistaken for being rude.
Okay, thank you, Shreyas.
Thank you, Ms.
ma'am.
Rashmi. Thank you, Shreyas. Dr. Balaji, whom would you like to speak with first?
Okay, I'll start with Ananya Desai.
Ananya, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Ananya. How are you doing?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
Great. See, you mentioned that honesty saves time,
Yes, sir.
correct? Let's say you're going in your car or a two-wheeler. You jumped a signal. You are in a hurry, and police caught you, and the fine was 1,000 rupees, and there was a lot of people who were standing there who were already broke some traffic rules. Your time to pay the fee would take, or pay the fine would take some time, but you're in a hurry. But one of the people there belonging to the department will say, give me 25% of the actual fine. I'm not going to charge you the full fine and give you a receipt. You can pay that money under the table quickly and you can get away. So how do you bring your honesty into picture? And what would you save time by doing that? Be honest. Don't give me a very TV interview answer, okay?
So, yes, sir, whenever I do something dishonest, I always have this feeling that what am I doing? Why am I doing it? So that feeling, stays with me for a long time. And I won't be mentally stable if I lie. So in this situation, I will give the whole fine
And there's this new thing called that online fine payment. So by chance, I'll ask that police inspector, that traffic police inspector, if I can do that online fine payment, because that online fine payment, it takes less time and it has a big due date.
You gave a checkmate to me, actually. I didn't expect that online part of your answer, actually. That's why I think I feel very old now with your answer, that I couldn't even think of that anyway.
That was very confusing to me.
It was the most practical way to approach a
It's
problem.
a very smart way of answering. Yeah, good, Ananya. Thank you for your nice answer.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Ananya. Thank you, Ananya. Thank you, Dr. Balaji. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so Ramya, you're my choice.
Yes.
And when you introduced yourself in the beginning, you spoke about win humbly, lose gracefully. I love that statement. That's a very mature statement coming from a young girl like you.
Thank you.
So, can you give an instance where you saw someone or you went through the experience of win humbly, lose gracefully?
Ma'am, I think last week when I was playing basketball with my friends during our PT period, I was on a different team and my friends were on a different team. The team which I was on, I won. I won, but my friend's team, they lost against us. So, ma'am, I saw that my friend was upset that her team lost. So I forgot that I forgot that I had won, and I just went to console her, ma'am. I did not care about the fact that I won. I just cared about the fact that she was not feeling that good. So I wanted to console her.
Okay. And how did she feel at the end of it?
She understood that you should not let a game to ruin your day. In a game there can only be one winner. So there'll always be one winner and one loser. If you're the loser, that's fine. You can try again the next time and you can be better. But if you win, that's all and good, and you shouldn't boast about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Ramya. Thank you, Ms. Rashmi. Dr. Balaji, that leaves us with Ayan.
Ayan,
Yes,
you chose that particular picture of giving the right opportunity for the right kind of capacity that people have got.
yes.
Okay, can you explain how? I want some relevant example, because it's a that picture actually. I love that particular picture, because having myself spent a lot of time in the industry and also other situations, I think these kind of things are really good to have as a topic at your age and what you're studying. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what do you think? I mean, what kind of relevance can you give for that particular picture of having different personalities of people, different capabilities of people? How do you think it should be addressed at a macro level?
People have different qualities. Like, I am not that good in arts, but my friends are. So if I ever have an art exam, I don't do very well, but my friends do. So I wanted to say that I do good in academics and they don't. So everyone, they do good in performing arts. I do good in academics. So I don't like performing arts, and I don't enjoy them. So I can't get my point across properly.
No, see, let me give a perspective to you. See, there are engineers, there are doctors, there are MBA graduates, correct? Na? Because each people come with their own capabilities. An MBA person may not be able to do an engineering related work, or an MBBS person may not be able to do a job that an MBA person would do, other persons do. So, what exactly do you think is that inequality in that assignment of responsibilities is what I was trying to think.
What, sir? I couldn't get the last bit.
No, this discrimination of who should be given what, as an assignment of a job or some engagement that is being done. Okay, see, you said that elephants cannot climb. Okay,
Yes.
A dog or a fish and they are good in their own capabilities. Correct? Huh?
Yes.
Elephant can do, a fish definitely cannot do what a fish can do. A dog cannot do what a dog does. A tiger may be not able to do. Correct. Okay. So, what is the learning from this you got?
I got the learning that people should not push themselves to do something they don't like to do or they can't do. Like, I cannot do a good drawing. They cannot do that. They can't remember all the chemical formulas and isotopes of sulfur. They can't. They shouldn't push themselves to do it. They should focus on what they do best. Like an engineering person does engineering best, but he won't do that good if he's a general surgeon. And a general surgeon won't be that good if he's a trainer if he's at a dog shelter.
Okay.
Thank you, Ayan. Thank you, Dr. Balaji. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we have concluded the finale of the TCS ION IntelliGem finale for Universal Values in the junior category. I would like to thank both our jury members for taking time out and being a part of this finale here today. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't go anywhere. We have another finale coming up after this one. And of course, at the end, we have to figure out who the winner among all of them is. So let's move on to the next finale of TCS ION IntelliGem. But for now, thank you so much for joining us here, and we will see you soon. You take care.